Hi, it's Mayor Sendzik. Welcome back to Our Home with Mayor Sendzik, and we have an exciting show today. We're going to be talking about another festival in our community that just keeps hitting more and more high water marks, that is putting St. Catharines on the map, as well as we're going to be talking to two business people who are the next generation of successful businesses in our community. Tom and Adrian Nitsopoulos will be joining us after the break to talk to us about the growth of the Nitsopoulos enterprise here in St. Catharines. But first and foremost, we're going to be talking about the Foster Festival, and it is now in its third year. And the Foster Festival has become, in 3 short years, very much a destination for theater goers into our downtown. And it's been driven by 2 individuals who have put a lot of passion into creating the Foster Festival, and we're joined by Emily and Patricia. Emily and Patricia,
Hello.
so the viewers at home know who we're talking to.
Yeah.
And Emily is the executive director.
That's right.
And she's also a recipient of the Business Link's Top 40 Under 40 Award, and was recently honored by the Greater Niagara Chamber of Commerce for its Women in Business Award for Excellence in Tourism, which is fantastic. And so welcome to the show, Emily.
Thank you.
And it's Emily Oriold.
Yes.
So that's right. I want to make sure I get the full there.
Billing. Yeah, the full billing.
Full billing. And artistic director Patricia Vanstone is an award-winning director, performer, and dramaturge with almost 40 years of experience in professional theater across Canada and internationally. And what is wonderful about Patricia and what she's brought to our community over the past 3 years is she's also working with the Christian French Child Advocacy Center in St. Catharines, and she's co-authored and leads teen creative workshops for girls who have experienced violence and abuse, which is an extension of what you do with the Foster Festival. And it just shows how, when there was this vision to create a festival around Norm Foster, one of Canada's greatest playwrights, it wasn't just we're going to come here for a couple weeks and we're going to put some shows on the theater, on the stage at the First Ontario Performing Arts Center. It was about immersing the festival into St. Catharines and extending it beyond the summer shows. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I think both have done an amazing job of being a part of our community, embracing our community, and in exchange helping to put St. Catharines on the theater map when it comes to those looking to come to our community from beyond. So you are 2 very passionate and focused women, and it's wonderful to have you on the show. And it's year 3.
It's year 3.
Yeah.
Did you think you would make year 3?
Never a doubt in our mind.
I love
actually.
that.
Never a doubt.
You had the business plan. It was
Yeah,
did.
absolutely.
we've got this. Because the first year, it's about, I'll say this, bums and seats.
That's right.
You know, you look at how many people did we have coming to the show, and then can we build on year 2? Can we build on year 3?
That's
so
right.
tell us, over 3 years, what have you learned about bringing theater to downtown St. Catharines?
Well, it really was the perfect timing, we felt. I mean, we did do a lot of research before we chose where to bring the festival, and we really saw what the city was doing with the Culture Plan 2020 that was in place, and also just the revitalization plan for downtown, and of course the beautiful Performing Arts Center that was being built. And so what we've really learned is that this community loves the arts and loves theater, so that's huge, and we've seen our audiences grow, our local audiences.
Yeah.
And we just also know how popular Norm's work is. So we knew we had something great right out of the gate, right? So, but the beautiful Karen's Hall that we're in has really transformed the experience for our audiences. They walk in and immediately are wowed by our performing arts space, and just Tricia's done such a great job with all of the artists, and she directs a lot of the shows for us, and it's really high quality professional theater.
Yes.
And
So Patricia, in terms of the scope of work, and I guess we got to talk to the folks who are watching at home. Norm Foster. Let's start with Norm.
Okay.
So you built a festival around
Norm Foster is Canada's most popular playwright. He's written 58 plays as of this season, our 2 world premieres this season. He's an Order of Canada recipient last year, and he's been my friend since 1984. So we have a long-standing relationship. I feel like I understand his work as better than anybody else in the country, and our goal is always to deliver definitive productions of Norm's work and make audiences laugh.
Yeah.
And we have what's really terrific, and what we aspired to was to see a lot of people from St. Catharines in particular, Niagara region in general, but also to bring the tourist audience to downtown, because there are so many great restaurants. It's such a great destination now and we're really seeing that pay off this year. A lot of group sales.
Now, and because Norm's work, when you, for those who may travel across the country, you see his work being performed in communities across the country. And so this festival has really taken his work that you might see in a small town in Nova Scotia, or you might see in a town in Alberta or BC, and over 3 weeks. For how long is the festival? 3 weeks?
9 weeks.
9 weeks total.
Three-week runs.
Three 3-week ones.
Yeah.
So over 9 weeks, you can really immerse yourself, and that's why it's important that it's the Foster Festival.
It is. Norm very generously gave us the right of first refusal on all his world premieres. So you will see new Norm Foster work first, only at the Foster Festival, which is really, really an honor. And we're developing 2 this year. We just had public readings of the 2 world premieres for this year, and people were just going crazy. Our audience was loving it.
Yeah, they loved it. And actually, it's really proven to do these world premieres. We had people come from Poland last year and Australia, Norm Foster fans. I mean, they produce in Warsaw, they produce his plays like a 2-year run of one show. Wow. They love him there. So it's huge. Yeah, it's huge.
And we had, I just took one of our shows from last season down to San Miguel de Allende in Mexico for 4 performances that were sold out. And of course, there are lots of Canadians and Americans from Niagara and from Toronto down there who winter, and people were coming up to me saying, I had no idea. I'm going to come. When I come back home, I'm coming. So it was a great outreach and a nice warm one, too.
Yes, you got some sunshine down there.
Got some sunshine, yeah.
And I think what's important about how you've strategically fitted into sort of the overall sort of schedule of Niagara, and how in our downtown in the summertime, it's not there was a gap there, and you've really focused in on creating a festival that brings people during what would traditionally be a slower time in our downtown.
Yeah.
That's right. When we met with Steve Solsky back in, I think it was December 2014, when we first met with him, and I said, I don't know what your plans are for the Performing Arts Center in the summertime, and we're thinking of a 9-week festival, and he went, oh, okay. It would just filled that programming hole almost for the Arts Center and for us, and it was just a perfect fit. Yeah, we're thrilled.
We're this year, for example, we're offering a partnership with the First Ontario Performing Arts Centre with the Film House. So we're developing packages with the Film House and hotels, and we really want it to be a complete experience for visitors and a great experience for our local audience too. Humor with heart.
Humor with heart.
In the heart of Niagara.
In the heart of Niagara. You got hearts everywhere.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at this season, so you're in season 3, what can viewers expect that'll be new this year? Because I know you have a couple world premieres.
Yes, yeah. So our first show up is called Wrong for Each Other. It's what we call Norm Foster Greatest Hit. And it features 2 performers. And there's a little bit of a shifting back and forth in terms of the storyline. It's a couple who have been divorced for a number of years. They meet by accident in a restaurant and kind of go back over their relationship. So it's a relationship play with a lot of funny and some real heart-wrenching moments too. And then the next show up is what we call part of our Maritime Trilogy, and that is called Come Down from Upriver. It features a same-sex couple and one of the women's uncle who comes down from the Miramichi, and I know you know the Miramichi, and I know the Miramichi as a New Brunswicker, but it's a wonderful story of how you can create family and how you can forgive family. If people liked Lunenburg last year, that seemed to be the really resonant production last year for a number of our audiences. It's the play for an audience who really wants something a little bit more dramatic, but still have the lightness of Norm's writing. And the third show up is called, another world premiere, it's called Renovations for Six, and we have a number of Niagara performers whom audiences will recognize from their work at the Shaw Festival. Nora McClellan, William Vickers, we have Peter Krantz in Come Down from Upriver, but Renovations for Six, we say you'll laugh and you'll never look at a paint chip again without laughing or crying.
That's great. So you've got the festival that's being built, you have another local hero program
Yes.
that you want to talk about?
Yes.
Our local hero program that we run, we feel that everyone should be able to experience theater. Doesn't matter, your station in life, whatever it is, you should be able to come. So in line with the Compassionate STC program, last year we gave away 100 complimentary tickets, and we worked with Bethlehem Housing and Support Services to do that and to give to their clients. This year we're opening it up a little bit to a few more agencies so that we can do that. Those people can come. They went across the street. They were able to get a treat at Bate Cafe as well, and it was a wonder. That was the pilot was sponsored by Wise Guys Charity Fund last year, and we're continuing it this year. So we're really thrilled to be doing that. Yeah,
We've had such great support from not-for-profits and businesses in St. Catharines and in Niagara. We really are grateful for the kind of support that we're getting from organizations like Wise Guys.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing that in our community. That's,
Well,
it means a lot.
Hey, we're taking our lead from you,
Yes,
sir.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, and I do appreciate that, and it's the interesting thing is, you're 3 years in, and a lot of folks maybe in our community can't remember when the Shaw Festival started. It was a long time ago. It was, I think Star Wars 1 was just out, 1976 around there, I think. But the reality is that these kind of festivals, the roots of them are really starting in places like this, where you have two individuals who are very passionate about what they do. And so I want to say thank you. To get tickets, to get more information, fosterfestival.com. The box office at the First Ontario Performing Arts Centre has information.
Yes.
And when does the first show kick off?
June 27th is our first performance.
And it runs through
August 25th
August
is the
25th.
last show.
So you got
Three wonderful shows.
wonderful shows. Bring your friends and family.
Yes.
Bring your out-of-towners. Come from a ways.
Come from a ways, that's
Bring
right.
the come from a ways in.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you for joining us on the show, Emily and Patricia.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for bringing Norm Foster's work to our community, and thank you for creating a festival that is truly becoming part of who we are.
Great.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
So after the break, speaking about Heart of Niagara, we're going to have Angelo's son and his nephew, John and Tom and Adrian, who are going to be coming on to talk about the growth of their company in the heart of Niagara. So stay tuned. Hi, it's Mayor Sendzik, and welcome back to our home with Mayor Sendzik. Before the break, we were talking with Emily and Patricia from the Foster Festival and talking about the growth of a great festival here in the heart of our community. And now we're joined by two individuals who have been a part of a family that has really been the heart of building what would be tourism destination accommodations here in our city. So I'm joined by the next generation of the Nitsopoulos family, Adrian Nitsopoulos, Tom Nitsopoulos. For viewers at home, we're the Blues Brothers. We didn't coordinate. We're all wearing the same blue suits, and I guess that means we read the same fashion magazines.
That's it.
Right? Or what? Are you guys on Pinterest?
My wife. She dresses me.
Now, Tom, born and raised in St. Catharines, went to school in St. Catharines, graduated and moved to Toronto to study hospitality and tourism at Ryerson University, which is one of the leading universities in that field. As well, after graduating, you worked a bit in the Toronto area, but then came back home to be a part of the family business, and you've been involved in a number of different roles throughout the corporation.
Correct.
And you've got your fingerprints on a lot of stuff that's going on at the corporate. I'm calling it a corporation because it is a corporation.
Absolutely.
And Adrian, born and raised in St. Catharines, and we're Golden Hawks. So we're alumni together from Wilfrid Laurier. Didn't really get me anything. Just kidding, Laurier people out there. And you also came back into the family business in 2005, and now again you're working on the project over at the Hampton Inn in St. Catharines. So it's, I guess, part of the show is about talking about the next generation and how your dads and your uncles have been an important part of growing a significant business in our community. And those who are looking about going, what is it? It is the heart of Niagara hospitality is really the core of what you do. The Holiday Inn on Ontario Street, is it the Hampton Inn now that will be on Lake Street?
It will be. Yep.
And then across the road, Best Western, as well as you've got the Parkway Lanes and Arcade. Lounge 6, which is one of the best lounge areas in all of Niagara, if you want. And Tom, we could talk about Lounge 6. Fitness centers, conference center. So you really have the complete package of a destination business. And it's been an important part of our community for 40 years. And so, did you come back to the business because you had to come back? Or did you come back because you wanted to come back? And I'll start with Adrian, then we'll go to Tom.
Yeah, you know, it was a choice that I made. Obviously, there's no pressure from the brothers or from my dad or anybody to come back and grow the business. And so, after graduating at Laurier, I kind of dabbed into the corporate world, just trying to, see if that was something I was interested in, and I didn't feel the passion for it. So, I came back and said, I think I want to grow the family business, and because it is a successful business, and yeah, here I am.
Be a part of it. Tom.
After I graduated, Toronto was great. I loved Toronto. Lived there for 5 years. After I graduated, I started managing 2 restaurants, a restaurant and then more of like a lounge kind of club kind of thing. And then one day my dad called. He's like, "Want to come home?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And he goes, "We got an opportunity, this and that." And then I kind of thought about it. I talked to my girlfriend, who's my wife now, and I'm like, I don't want to live in Toronto with a family. I want to build a family in St. Catharines, where I'm from. She's from Toronto, so I convinced her to come down, and we moved down, and I have a family now in St. Catharines.
Did you come down because you saw the growth opportunity? Because that's the hard part about a family business is, did you see the growth potential that was there, Tom?
Absolutely. After working for it was a family business that I was working for in Toronto, and I seen what these guys were making in money, and I'm like, I don't want to do this for somebody else. I want to do this for my family.
Right.
And that was one of the other big reasons to come home. The hotels were, the Parkway was the Ramada at the time. What you see now is nothing what it was back then.
Right.
So what we've transformed it into has been exciting, and that was part of the vision of coming back to bring that to the next level.
Adrian?
Yeah, same thing.
You're involved in a project. You're both, but you're going through a significant transformation of one of your properties.
Yeah, the former Days Inn property we're converting to Hampton Inn, and it's our next phase of the projects that we want to invest in, and it needed the work. So it's a total rebuild.
How much?
How much we're spending? A couple $1 million.
It shows the investment, right? Like I believe the Holiday Inn, when it was converted going back about 6 years ago now.
Yeah, 2011.
$11 million, $9 to $11 million, right at I'd say a year or two into a recession.
Absolutely.
And your family took a huge risk to redevelop what is now a signature hotel accommodation in the community. And so, again, embarking on another expansion.
Yeah.
And it shows, and I think that's why I'm going to get to my State of the City remarks, but it shows the commitment that your family has. And I think as second generation, and technically, your grandfather started some of the business, but would you say you're third generation or second generation?
Would be second generation.
Yeah, because
my grandfather and the uncles, they were all together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to show that the next generation of what has been a very successful business is starting to take root. Mm-hmm. And your involvement with the expansion of the Hampton Inns, it gives you a lot more experience as to
learning a lot.
How to work with the city.
The city's been great.
I appreciate that. That was in my notes. But at my State of the City address, your family was inducted into the Team STC as a legacy. So it's Team STC, our Economic Development Department, has this program where we want to recognize businesses in our community who are doing amazing things. And so your family was recognized with a Legacy Leader Award for the investments that you place. So we have a video here that we put together that really tries to capture the spirit of your company. So we'll play the video and then talk a bit about it.
Our family purchased our first restaurant in the 70s, and that one restaurant has evolved into 3 major hotels within the St. Catharines market.
Well, we started our roots here, and we see potential in the area, and we love it here and want to grow here.
Right now, we're proud of the Holiday Inn property, what we've evolved it into. Last year, we added the Parkway Lanes Arcade. This summer, we're renovating the bowling alley, converting the bowling alley into more of a boutique-style bowling alley, and converting JJ Caps into a new concept restaurant. We're on to phase 2 with our Days Inn project, converting to a Hampton Inn. Since day one, the first business was in St. Catharines, and the family believes in St. Catharines, and we're staying in St. Catharines. We are the Nitsopoulos family, and we are investing in St. Catharines.
And that was a great example of really showcasing what your family and what your investments are doing to our community. And it brought you both back home. We often talk about how young people leave to go find their passion. And the reality is that you went away and you both came back here. So I want to talk a bit about the plans for the future. So in the clip that we just saw, Tom, you talked about JJ Caps and a revamp. What are the plans there?
Yeah, so JJ Caps, so that whole JJ Caps and Parkway Lane become a whole entertainment complex. It's all going to be one unit.
Okay.
We're going into the bowling alley in 2 weeks. May 1st, we're starting. We're closing the bowling alley May 1st. We're going to gut the whole bowling alley.
All the lanes?
Everything.
What are the bowlers going to do?
The bowlers finished bowling May 1st.
Oh, so
sorry,
okay.
April 31st they're done. So I've got a window from May to September.
Yeah, because you
and I have to be finished.
those bowlers.
You don't want to set a bowler. They'll get you. So plan is we're taking out 6 lanes right beside the arcade where we did. Yeah. We're building a laser tag arena.
Oh, wow.
It'll be about 4,000 square feet. And then that'll leave us with 30 lanes. So the 30 lanes, I'll have another 8 lanes on the far end where lane 40 would be. And we're going to put up a half wall, and that'll be a VIP boutique style section of the bowling alley. The other 22 lanes will be completely renovated as well. We're going to open the ceilings like I did in the arcade. So right up to the rafters. We ordered the big, huge billboard that we have on Ontario Street. We ordered 8 of those that are going as our televisions in the back walls. So it'll be like something we've never seen before. Angelo and I were in Oklahoma, and we seen this at a bowling alley, and we're like, wow, we're going to do this. Hopefully the brothers aren't watching this because they don't see the price tag of those. But so we'll end up with 30 lanes, 8 of VIP, 22 regular lanes. But we're going to have chandeliers, and we have leather couching and hardtop bar tables attached to the lanes that overlooking to the lanes. It'll all be one level now instead of having the step. A bowler is going to be the happiest person in the world, and families too.
And families, and friends. I grew up in the city, and a lot of memories of going to bowl at the Parkway, and just something to do with your friends and family, and just to hang out. In terms of the phase 2 expansion, when will that be complete?
Well, with construction, we have some timelines and scheduling that we're trying to keep on target, and we're hoping, and our goal is still August, and so we're looking forward to that, pushing for that. And as long as there's no major issues, it is potentially we can reach that goal. So,
okay. So I always use hospitality as a bit of a barometer. So we got a few minutes before the closing out, but do you find that we're stronger now economically? Do you find, in terms of the number of visitations, the diversity of programming that you're bringing to your hotels? So talk a bit about that. What are you seeing in the marketplace, I guess?
We've had, the last 2 years have been our best years we've had in hospitality. In the history since we've owned the properties, I think even before the other people have owned them. So we're getting, St. Catharines is big on sports. Our sports business is up. Our conference season, our guys work hard, our sales teams work hard on trying to get new businesses to come to St. Catharines, to come to Niagara, to do their meetings. Yep. So that's been growing. The amenities in the hotel, I think, drive more people from going to Niagara Falls when their kids are having a tournament and staying with St. Catharines, staying a little bit cheaper, but having the same amenities almost that we have.
Sky Zone right beside it.
The Sky Zone, Domestics Energy.
Yeah, that's a nice little complex there.
Absolutely. It's a nice little hub that we have.
And in terms of year-round, so a lot of folks think that tourism is just a summer thing here. but sports tourism plays an important role in how you fill your space, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you got Brock coming in.
Brock, Niagara College. You got
Hockey tournaments.
Yeah, Ice Dogs bring some travelers in town, and of course
Do you guys play hockey?
we do.
Still do. We're in the Ice Dogs tournament on Smile Zone on Saturday.
I was saying that because I've also watched you on the Hotel Du tournament as well. But we also got the Canada 2021 games there, and I think sort of in the closing sort of remarks is that, what do you see in sort of 30 seconds or less? Do you see a lot more opportunity ahead of us?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're excited for the future of Niagara, and with Go coming into town, I think that's going to bring some great opportunities for the area. Again, with 2021 games, we're going to be on the stage of Canada, and the amount of athletes that are coming to this are more than Olympics. So, we're excited for this, to showcase all the product we have, the investments that are to come in with this event coming to our area. So it's great for our region, and the whole region of Niagara is going to experience something that we never experienced before.
Cool.
Yeah. The investments are going to be, I think, the most exciting thing, because that's the legacy will run forever. Whatever facilities that they're going to be building will feed
The next generation.
Exactly. For a long time.
Speaking of next generation, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. Great to see the next generation who are emerging as the business owners, but also being involved in the community, because I know you do a lot of work in the community as well. So we look forward to the breaking of the ribbon, or the cutting of the ribbon, for the Hampton Inn, and we look forward to seeing you both continue to succeed in your business and pass on our hellos to your dads.
We will. Thanks for having us.
And that is it for our home of Mayor Sendzik on this episode. You've heard about Foster Festival. You've heard about the expansion taking place at the Nitsopoulos properties in our community. So you see there's a lot going on in St. Catharines. I hope to see you out and about. It's a great time of year to experience all of St. Catharines. So until then, until next time, take care.